Cape. Very good morning to you once again, Refilwe. We're talking about the Matric results in that province, and I was just saying the figure that I have in front of me is that Northern Cape had 73.3%. These are including progressed learners, but there was a decline of just over 2%. But it's been a difficult year in the Northern Cape, isn't it, with regards to some protests and some children being kept out of class for some months?
Oh yes, of course, Blaine. There has been some protest late last year, which, as the MEC we spoke to her earlier on, did say they did affect the matric results, where we have seen a decline of 2.3%. Earlier on, when MEC for Education, Martha Bartlett, was unpacking the provincial matric results during a media briefing. We are now at the Matric Awards, where the department will be acknowledging the top performers in the province and also the schools. With me is the MEC herself, Martha Bartlett. Just, MEC, if you can just tell us, as we've seen a decline, what happened?
Like I said, it's not that I want to put the blame on the protest only, because as I said, we will never be happy with the decline, whether it's 1% or 0.1%, we will never be happy. So we as a province can just put in our best foot for 2019. And I think with the work and interventions that we are going to do and strategic planning, we will get there. And like I said, we are now at 73.2%. And if you include the progress, then we are with 75.2%. But we are not happy with that, because we want to be number one again, as we used to be before. But we can also safely say that none of our regions do have a decline, or do have, but do have 70% and above in the province. But we are not happy with that, at least, because mostly in the past we depend on Namakwa, who always give us 90%. But for now, Namakwa is one of our best performing districts in the province, and then ZFM also above 80%, and then 70%, and then John Taula Khetsiwe was one of our most affected areas in the past 4 years. But as you can see now in the results of 2018, they are the ones that put really everything, and they increased with 1.8%, and then ZFM had a decrease, Namakwa also increased. But the problem that we are having is actually in Francis Bartlett and Pixley Kaseme. But because of the protest, although we say we don't want to put the blame only on the protest, there was a lot of factors. We have a decline of 4.1% in Francis Bartlett. And in Francis Bartlett, we are having 40% of learners. So if Francis Bartlett are affected, then the whole province will be affected. And Pixley Kaseme also had a decrease of 3.2%. So Pixley Kaseme, Francis Bartlett and JTG are our biggest regions, but fortunately JTG really improved the percentage for the past 2 years. So we are going to work around the clock. We want the best, and like we said, if one child, like Janica here next to me, can achieve more, and if they can achieve 7 decisions, or if they can achieve 100%, most of our children can do it. But I also want really to ask the parents, if the parents can put their best foot also forward to help and assist us, because this is a societal matter. It's not only a matter for education alone, or the teachers alone. It's a matter that all of us must really put our best foot forward, even with the stakeholders in our community and the SGBs. And our organization really helped us a lot. But I think with their leadership, we will get there. We'll definitely get there.
Thank you so much, MEC. That was our MEC for Education, MEC Martha Bartlett. But now we'll also be speaking to the top achiever in the province, Janeke. Janeke, if you can just tell us, how did you pass? Unpack your results.
I got 8 distinctions, and I'm first in the Northern Cape.
And how did you do it? And also, how do you feel about it?
I feel really grateful, and I think it's a rewarding feeling, because you actually get out what you put in. And yes, I just feel grateful, because the Lord really helped me. I prayed many times, I had hard times, and I really asked Him to just give me strength. Just give me strength to do this little bit. And He came out for me. So yeah, He really gave me strength. And sorry, what was the other question?
No, it's just how you feel, but you summarized it. And also, what are your plans for this year? What are you going to study? Have you applied for any institution?
Yes, I'm going to study medicine at Stellenbosch.
All right, thank you, Janeke. Well, there you have it. As we had the MEC for Education in the province, Martha Bartlett, just telling us that they will be putting up a place, or rather plans, to assist those schools that didn't perform well in the previous year. It's back to in studio, Blaine.
Refilwe, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Appreciate your reporting there in the Northern Cape, in Kimberley, to be precise.